And we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 59th episode of Crypthusiasts. 59th already. I'm going to apologize on beforehand for the little F up with the introduction video. I forgot to put on the sound.
Can happen.
Yeah, I'm still readjusting. We're doing this in English now and not in Dutch, so I had to make the little switch here. But anyway, plenty of things have been occurring with and in the cryptocurrency market. Plenty of hot topics. Also, kind of nice movements which occurred, since our last episode about 4 weeks ago. It seems we are going to do this on the monthly during the bear market. Probably during a bull market, we'll get back into our regular schedule of once or twice every 2 weeks, approximately. So yeah, Stan, if you want to, you can do the honors for the little market updates, etc. As you guys can see, we are heavy professionals.
Welcome to the chart of Bitcoin versus Tether, US dollar, the most used chart for Bitcoin. Today we see a nice uprising, but we're going to do a little summary. Bitcoin was following since the 13th of March, this line downwards. We broke out around the 4th of January, the beginning of the year. Actually, this is a good year. Last year was a bit, like we say in Belgium. And we went into another sort of form. I'm going to make it bigger so you guys can see, because little lines don't tell anything. We need to stretch it out. And we were following this downward sloping triangle, and we broke out today. Me and Dimitri were talking about this, why this is occurring right now amongst all the FUD we hear, and we are going to talk about this FUD later on in this show. We believe this is due to the CPI numbers that the SEC of America, the Security and Exchange Department, has released upon the public. And this is just a delay reaction. Now, I'm going to make this slightly more bigger to make it more visual. And we're going to place another line here just to make it even better. And I'm going to do this. Tick, 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 tack. And I'm doing it away, stupid me. What I was about to show is we have a hard cap of around $23,000, and we need to break that resistance to go further. At this moment, and I'm using this side always just to check how many orders are around the $23,000 mark. We're almost there, but it's still, you can see it here, 1,000 Bitcoin away from breaking the $23,000 barrier. So it can happen fast. People can retract their orders, of course, but all the signs are good, but we need to have that confirmation first of 23,000. If we break out above this line here, don't be afraid. It will go back down to seek support and grow back up again. If it goes in a moonshot way, you have to expect some retracement later on. Markets don't go up only, they retrace and seek support before building. Back to the show, I would say. Dimitri has a lot of interesting articles to go over. I heard something about Ordinals and Binance, so looking forward to it, man.
Okay, let us begin. I hope I'm sharing. Hold on a second. I'm going to make a small adjustment so we remain on screen. There we go. First up, Ordinals Project. What is it? Perhaps a few of you diehards have heard about it. I'm going to do a little recap here, as straightforward as possible. Now, Ordinals are an NFT project on the Bitcoin blockchain. Some of you will say, what? NFTs on the Bitcoin blockchain? What the hell? That's not made for it, etc., etc. Do not be alarmed. NFTs have been existing on the Bitcoin blockchain for a longer while, but followed another mechanism of minting, which more closely resembles those of Ravencoin, Ethereum, and others. Now, to get deeper into it, there's the traditional way of explaining how NFTs are made. You have a digital file, you go towards an exchange who mints it for you onto the blockchain, and that's it. However, the minting on the blockchain mechanism, there's a little difference where the two mechanisms are different. In the first classical version, you actually have the platform creating a referral link with an API, and that referral link refers towards an external third-party server where the NFT is being stored. So all those Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs aren't really saved onto the Ethereum blockchain. They are being saved on a third-party platform server. And what is actually minted on the blockchain is nothing more than the referral link. Now, what is this Ordinals protocol? This Ordinals protocol actually mints the NFTs themselves in their entirety onto the blockchain. That is a more, I'm going to say, classic approach on how people envision NFTs to be created. Now, with Ordinals protocol, how does it go? Well, actually fairly simple. It makes use of inscriptions. And actually, the clue is already in the word. Inscriptions. Most of you guys who are into Bitcoin know that on the Bitcoin blockchain, a variety of messages have been inscribed, most popularly from Satoshi Nakamoto, from the article of, was it 2008 somewhere, with the bank bailout?
Yep.
That's an example of an inscription. Now, what Ordinals protocol does is no longer limit themselves towards messages, but starting to save actual data onto the chain. With actual data, I'm really talking about text, audio, video. It allows to do so. And this actually sparked a tremendous discussion, well, within the Bitcoin community. You've got the people who are opposed to it, with naturally the understandable sentiment that NFTs do not really have a place on the Bitcoin blockchain. Something I can follow to a certain extent. And then you have the other side with people like Dan Held, who says, yeah, but it will bring more financial opportunities to the Bitcoin community and to the Bitcoin network. Now, that stance I can understand as well. Stan, if you've got some opinions about it, you can interfere if you want to.
No, I know in what camp of the two I am. So
I'm going to assume you're with the Bitcoin maximalists who say no place on the blockchain.
I myself am no Bitcoin maximalist, but like we said before, there's a whole lot of chains catered towards smart contracts and NFT creation and all that. And in my opinion, and in the original envisionment of Bitcoin, it doesn't have a place there. And like we are going to talk about later on, it affects the fees of transactions. And that's not something I want to see on the Bitcoin chain, to be honest.
And I'm going to be completely honest as well. I follow you with your opinion. The reason I've voiced it a few times already in the past few weeks. At this point, I'm at a point where I say it is what it is. They exist. They now exist on the Bitcoin blockchain. However, my personal stance is other blockchains which are more and better suited for NFTs already exist. So why the hell would you implement it on the Bitcoin blockchain or within the Bitcoin community? By the simple reason, and I'm going to refer towards the Bitcoin white paper, towards the very first sentence, which is its title, which is peer-to-peer electronic cash system. There is no talk about assets. There's no talk about NFTs. Plain and simple, peer-to-peer electronic cash system, period. Now, like I said, it is what it is, and we will have to learn to deal with it. I'm going to head over towards the next slide. So this is the Ordinals protocol website I'm showing you guys. These are all the latest blocks that have been minted. These are the various inscriptions that are being made. And as you can expect, people are minting a variety of bit art, I'm going to say, their very own collections, which will probably be sold for tremendous amounts of money, but have no real actual value apart from, well, what people give to it. And considering I'm seeing ducks and apes here, we can expect
ugly as hell.
Yeah.
I don't see any reason why you should buy something ugly like that.
And I'm going
Unless
to be honest.
it has a deeper going use case, where you can stake them or get access to something, or
Yeah, someone is minting an entire collection. By reason, a few days ago there was more variety where it concerns, dare I say, the art, but there were a few things which were odd, like a few tweets which have been inscribed. On that account, I might say, okay, that can be quite interesting, but seeing, well, what you see here on screen, to me, that's like, what the hell is its use? Why? Whatever. So, yeah.
it will have a use probably in some game or something they're going to develop. But to be honest, I don't know on the Ethereum chain or on the other chains. Most of the NFTs that get minted have a use case further on in the project, but I haven't stumbled upon these ones. These ones who are minting on the Bitcoin chain. To be honest, I don't see it. So I don't know if people are going to minting or people are going to mint NFTs willy-nilly on the chain just to make a quick buck. Or are there actually some projects who are developing on NFTs on the Bitcoin chain? If people watching this video know some of those projects, please put them in the comments so we can look further into it.
Yeah, that's a little bit well, has always been a little bit the issue with NFTs. There's plenty of artists, I'm going to say, wanting to make a quick buck, and there's always some kind of apes, I'm going to say, who will start buying them. And, well, in a sense, it will help value Bitcoin upwards. However, and that's where we are heading next. And that's this article. 4 megabyte block mined as ordinals NFTs on Bitcoin cause network congestion. It's an argument that Stan already mentioned, and that's, well, something problematic. By reason, congestion invokes that less transactions can be saved within the blockchain, well, in the block on the blockchain, meaning that transactions will have to wait before getting confirmed, meaning it's bad for the ecosystem in totality. Now, as you guys can see, 4 megabyte block mined as ordinals NFTs on Bitcoin cause network congestion. Generally, a block on the Bitcoin network has 1 megabyte in size, but its theoretical maximum was 4 megabytes. So one ordinal NFT cost for a 4 megabyte block to be mined. We're still in a bear market, so expect during a bull run, this can give tremendous problems. And if you want to know what kind of tremendous problems, well, I'm going to refer towards Ethereum, where there's plenty of congestion and plenty of being plagued by high gas fees and transaction fees. We have to call it like it is. And what you're seeing here, these in line, are all probably NFTs being mined on the Bitcoin network. And they are, well, stopping it up a little bit. All the smaller ones you're seeing here, even from the Lightning Network, well, they make part of the Bitcoin main chain. Sorry, guys. The buses leave when they're full. Last block, 13 minutes. Actually, Ethereum has a much faster blocks being mined, I'm going to say. And actually, down here you have transactions with way too low fees. So you can tell.
But there's another side note we're not talking about now.
Yeah.
If you grab more memory or memory usage, inside one block, your blockchain is going to be inflated with more and more data. And if you say you're running a full node, that means you have the entire chain backed up as a full node.
Yeah.
That means the memory usage of every node is going to be bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's the same problem a lot of people are going to have, because when you mine, you absorb that memory bandwidth too. Then you need more and more and faster and better hardware to see if I get it right. I'm going over to proof of work Ethereum for a second now.
Yeah, okay.
In the beginning, you could mine Ethereum with a simple graphics card or even a CPU with a low memory on that graphics card. After a while, your blockchain goes bigger and bigger and bigger, and you needed other graphics cards with bigger memory on board. And that's the same problem you're having when running a full node. Full node doesn't mean you're mining. That means you are, stupid fly, that means you are validating the transactions on the blockchain. But if you want to run a full node, you need to download the entire blockchain and have it backed up. This can be fixed in multiple ways, and one way is you're going to use a bootstrap. Dimi probably know what the bootstrap is. That means you are going to save the blockchain from a certain point from there on. So you don't need to download the entire blockchain. Probably those bootstraps exist for Bitcoin, probably. But if this is going out of hand, then you have another problem. That means you have to make a bootstrap every so much time, or else people are going to have to get the
synchronization will
get the synchronization going and get it finalized. You can wait like 2 weeks, and that's not the way to go. Ordinals was trying to compress the files even further, or no?
They have indeed a mechanism to compress it even more.
Mm-hmm.
However, problem is with really sizable images, and especially if they want to start posting audio and video. Well, general audio, well, I'm going to say general video size, even for 10 minutes. I know that from my help with Cumrocket, you're easily at 1 gigabyte space. Even if you compress it, it's going to be done at 250 even. Mm-hmm. Remember that the Bitcoin block size is only theoretical max 4 megabytes.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. And the thing is, I hope they're not going to push an update on the Bitcoin network to make bigger blocks.
I do not.
Just for this use case alone, that would be stupid.
I foresee in the future that, well, NFTs will make part of the Bitcoin blockchain still. However, if they want to aggrandize it, that will probably be heading towards a new hard fork, and that people will have to make the choice and say, look, either we stay with same block size as Bitcoin now, the really core Bitcoin as we know it,
Mm-hmm.
or probably one with a much bigger block size, which can, well, envelop the NFTs. But on that account, I might say, why the hell would you have done it on
Just
Bitcoin
move to
blockchain?
another. Just move to another blockchain. I would say then.
Indeed. Yeah. I mean, NFTs, I understand they have a lot of potential, and I've been
Yep.
praising them in the past. However, and that's one of my most important points that I make as an educator, and that is keep the goal and use case in mind. I know you can do plenty of stuff when you're a decent programmer, and I applaud the guys behind the Ordinals Project, but at the same time, I'm a bit wary, as I have told earlier on, Bitcoin blockchain is not suited for NFTs. It's not a matter of can I, but it's more a matter of why should you. That's where it really boils down to it, and they did. Okay, we're now stuck with it. It is what it is, but it doesn't really negate the opinion, the valid criticism, if they should really be there. And I believe plenty of Bitcoin maximalists will agree with me when I say, look, the Bitcoin blockchain just isn't suited for NFTs long term. And I sincerely hope this remains just a current hype and that it will die down a little later on. But I have a little bit of fear about that one.
On the other hand, thank God there's the Lightning Network.
Indeed, but congestion will even impact the Lightning Network.
True, but it can keep the gas fees a bit down and the speed up. Yeah, we'll see how that will develop. I'm guessing this will be a hype, and people will start to see it's impractical and move back to the other chains where it's more practical to mint NFTs.
That's true. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Or somebody is going to develop a blockchain with huge blocks that's specially catered for full NFT storage and movie storage. I
Well,
think those are already blah, blah, blah. I think those are already existing, but I'm not sure the names or if they exist anymore. Because a fastly bloating blockchain is not what you want to have in terms of speed and credibility and oh, I'm bad in English today, Dimi.
no problem.
Security and
Yes.
credibility. Oof. But you need those factors. People need to trust you. They need to trust your blockchain. They need to make sure it works. But if it breaks down due to bloating and due to miners who give up or people with nodes who say, hey, I'm already at 500 gigabytes of storage through this node, I'm going to quit it. It makes everything work a little bit worse. And with every person who stops running a full node or running a miner, or it's not helping decentralization. It's getting more to the point where the big companies are going to profit again and have a majority of the hash rate and the nodes.
Yeah, that's basically what's written here. They say, well, naturally, it's a crypto news site. I trust Crypto Potato as it's probably the most objective one out there. But even they remain slightly positive, whereas in reality, there's a much bleaker and more serious backdraw to it. And they mention itself driving an increase in block size and attention. What you mentioned, Stan, with the nodes and the bloating of the blockchain, those are factual problematic aspects. 2 or 3 weeks ago, I had Bitcoin Dada over. Was an interview with Bitcoin about Bitcoin in Africa and Bitcoin education in Africa. And there, Bitcoin is still being seen as really freedom money.
Mhm.
And we, well, went a little bit sideways where it concerns Bitcoin and the Ordinals Project. And, well, let's just say it will be problematic for countries which are naturally placed in Africa or which make use as Bitcoin as freedom money. By reason, with congestion come much higher transaction gas fees. We're still in a bear market now, so not much is moving despite the current hype. But expect during a bull run, there will be a ginormous amount of congestion, a ginormous amount of bloating occurring. It will drive the Bitcoin value and prices sky high, but we might see the same problems as with Ethereum, whereby you probably will need to pay $20 to move $100 in Bitcoin. That's not really a good sign, in my opinion. And
That's where the layer 2 networks are born. Eh?
indeed, I didn't prepare that article, but Crypto Potato, there was also an article. No, sorry, it was on CoinDesk. I shared it on my Twitter, whereby it was mentioned. Yeah, the layer 2 solutions on Ethereum are seeing much more transactions than on Ethereum main layer. I was like, yeah, well, if the gas fees are still as high on the Ethereum mainnet, of course people will reach out towards layer 2 solutions like Polygon, for example, which uses zero knowledge rollups to gather wide variety of transactions on their chain and save it as one block onto the Ethereum main chain and dispersing the way too high gas fees. I mean, it's a good solution, but in itself, it proves that the blockchain itself is broken, period. So, yeah. Let's head on over towards some other, Doja madness. Most of our viewers know we aren't all too happy. Well, too happy. We're not all too great fans of the Doja coins, aren't we?
Nope. But I know Flocky is developing more than just a meme.
Luckily, but this is actually some fresh news since this morning. Elon Musk has made a little tweet about his dog, a little joke, and naturally, it just goes to show how, I don't want to say retarded most of the crypto community is, but how much, well, I can't put it otherwise, how much retards there really are in all actuality. So a joke is being posted, and there's a cryptocurrency which soars in value, which makes people buy more of it, of an inflationary meme token during a bear market. I mean, okay.
You want to hear something funny, Dimi?
Tell me.
I've had Floki just for this reason.
Well, okay, look.
He mentioned Floki before a couple of times in Dogecoin, and I had a small bag of Floki just for the instance he would be doing something like this. So thank you.
Well, there you go. Well, money can be made.
I've talked to the guys of Floki in the past. Yeah, they're developing more than just a meme token and some hype. I'm glad they do. I think they became too big to stay a dry meme.
Yeah.
I think they had something like, oh damn, we are too big now. Now we have to develop something. A few of those meme coins actually had that same problem. I think Shiba Inu has had the same thing. Oh damn, we're too big now. We have to start building something. Baby Doge, I don't know.
Baby Doge, I know. They didn't become all too big, but I did a Crypto Bull special about them just to see what it was about. And in all actuality, they said, look, with meme coins, etc., we're simply going to pick in during this bull run, and profits will be going towards dog shelters. Of that, I was like, yeah, okay, I like animals, so I can get behind that idea, but it doesn't really convince me to invest in Doja coins.
Nah, no.
And well, in my personal opinion, I find it sad what occurred with Dogecoin, that it got so hyped and taken so seriously as, well, a coin really, as an investment vehicle. Whereas in the very beginning, okay, it was low cap, it was fun. I mean, back in the day on Reddit, people were literally throwing millions of Dogecoin towards each other's head. I
Yep.
mean, if they see now, well, if you look at the worth now, you might say that's fucking insane. So
Yep. I remember the days back in 2016, 17. You had some teapot groups on Telegram, and those were just tips and rains of hundred thousands and thousands of Dogecoin every evening, like it was candy. And now they are, what, 5 cents? 2 cents?
it's going to be 2 cents.
Let me see. That's crazy.
I think.
That's just
Yeah.
8 cents. Euros, 8 euro cents, so like 10 cents dollar. Yeah,
Okay.
crazy.
Yeah.
Just crazy. But yeah, that's the new times. Some very high up influencing person says something and everybody goes behind it. Creates hype. That hype translates in rising market caps. The problem is, and that's a thing I'm seeing more and more. A lot of people are not looking into decent crypto projects. They're just
Oh,
following the hype. They're just following blindly what everybody is doing. Yeah, greed kills in the end, and mostly right behind the bull cycle. So people who have 2 cents of a brain cash out in the bull run and not ride the roller coaster down towards oblivion. Uh,
with
yeah,
corrections of 90%. Yep.
I've seen in a lot of Telegram groups of decent projects where people are actually building a blockchain and making use cases for the blockchain or another blockchain or whatever, where people come in and they're yelling, win hype, win hype, win Binance, win hype, win marketing. So, yeah,
I
that's the
see.
modern days, I think.
Yeah, I
No?
see it in a lot of Telegram and Discord groups as well. People
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, one new all-time high." I mean, dude, we're in a bear market. Slow
Yeah,
down.
like
And
you have
oh
a
yeah, there
button
was a
to
breakout.
press.
Yeah, that's correct. Bitcoin went up with 5%, so everything else is following. But
Like those devs have a button behind the desk. Ah, new all time high. Give me a second. No, no. But yeah, that's the new. That's something we have seen more and more since the rise of DeFi. Since all those DeFi platforms like Uniswap and all those,
mhm.
then it started to boom. And right before that, we had the small DeFi hype of Tron with all those tokens.
Yep, yep,
But
yep.
it will fade away eventually again until the bull market really starts and all the scam tokens and coins starts rising up again. But yeah, if you are into quick bucks and you can follow Elon Musk, and I hope you're fast enough to catch his fallen knife, because when he's posting posts like that, he's selling. You know that. He bought a
Oh,
lot of
yeah.
Foki probably. He has a big bag ready on whatever exchange, and he's just waiting after his tweet where the cycle is stopping, and then he said, "Sell."
Yep. That's in all actuality what happens. But hey, a sucker is born every day. So yeah. Let's head on over towards some more serious news. Stablecoin issuer Paxos faces SEC wrath over Binance USD coin. Basically, the SEC is now after taking all staking coins in under a staking coins. What am I saying here? Is taking pot shots at cryptocurrency that can be staked on a variety of centralized exchanges. They now demanded Paxos, who issues the Binance USD coin or their in-house stablecoin, to stop minting it starting from 21st of February. I believe it's somewhere written
Yeah.
in the article. Which implies that the SEC is trying to wreck Binance a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And with a little bit, I do mean quite severely. Now, why am I showing this article as well? Well, for that, I'm going to have to refer towards December. I am aware I was one of the people who made a Binance FUD. We even talked about it during a live stream. And I want to remind you guys that I did issue a warning. One of those warnings was about proof of reserves of Binance. There were a few things about missing millions, okay. But one of the other more important aspects was plenty of Binance USD is being held as collateral, as value maker for Binance and indirectly for their BNB coin. So when that news came out, this was a tremendous effect. Now, bad news for Binance, indeed, but also quite some bad news for plenty of projects built on the BNB and BSC chain. Reason there's plenty of, well, I'm going to say small cap tokens who use the BSC and the BNB chain as an intermediary in order to build and develop their very own, I'm going to say project, but they are being backed by BNB, which in turn is being backed by BUSD. So the slumping
They have their liquidity in BNB token. Yeah.
Yeah, but if BUSD stop being minted, well, there's going to be problems with the pegging, and there will become problems with the BNB coin maintaining value. That's exactly what happened here, which also implies plenty of projects built on the Binance chain will see quite some losses as a result, as their backing token suddenly depreciates.
Yeah. Can I step in?
Yeah.
The thing is, BUSD was actually never owned by Binance.
No, that's true.
BUSD was actually only living on the Ethereum blockchain. The bridge toward BSC is not owned by Binance. So Binance does not control BUSD. That's been stated multiple times. The thing you're saying, Dimitri, that BNB is backed by BUSD, I don't believe that, to be honest. Because if you have a BSC project and you want to make decentralized, how do you say? See you typing there. But if you want to do some trading on a decentralized exchange like a PancakeSwap, for instance, and you are going to make some market, and you want to make an automatic market maker, then you have the choice what you put against your token. You can even take another token like Baby Dogecoin or something like that. But most of the projects on BSC chain take BNB just because that's the number one choice. The same problem occurs, for instance, if you have a project let's say Ethereum chain. All those liquidities are against Ethereum or USDT. That's actually the same problem or conversation. I see you're showing the proof of reserves now. I'll let you have it, man.
BNB customer net balances 24 million. Here we have 8,574,000,000, if I'm not mistaken, next to USDT. That's the second biggest one. And Binance net balances almost as equal as USDT, but they have a ratio of 119%. So devaluation and stop minting of BUSD will have tremendous impact on BNB value indirectly, by reason that, well, there's a high percentage which is going down. What I'm slightly surprised about here is the USDC coin still being up, despite previous news that they would eliminate it from their reserves.
I think they're trickling it down, changing it around.
Might be the case.
Because Binance owns a whole platter of other exchanges like WazirX and all those. And probably they use one proof of reserves or they flip-flop it in between the two.
It might be the case, yeah. I do remember with the proof of reserves debacle, there was some USDC being moved around. And now that I mention it, didn't I see somewhere an article they were prepping up something like Paxos with it?
Yeah, probably. They're paying Paxos probably back with USDC, and USDC goes back to the invisible wall behind Coinbase that does not own Celsius.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm. But those proof of reserves just show that's the balance of all the users who have their crypto on the exchange plus the profits they make on all the trades in some sort of vault. That's why they are over 100%. That's
Indeed.
part of their profits
But
and their
anyway,
undertakings.
the fact still remains there's quite a lot of BUSD, which makes part of the Binance books and indirectly it evaluates the BNB token itself.
They
Otherwise,
shouldn't have. They shouldn't have called it BUSD. They should have called it Paxos USD or something. PUSD.
should
I think
have
even.
been the
I
case, but
think even that exists. Let me check, man.
Paxos USD. Oh,
Yeah.
that one exists. No, what I do want to point out is, yet still, there's plenty of BUSD, which is a value maker towards BNB, and people might negate my point that there's a certain amount of backing going on, but
Hmm.
I mean, there has been a deep hack of BUSD, and as a result, we saw a tremendous decline in BNB. It just goes to show both
Refresh your
are
page, man.
intertwined. So
Refresh your page real quick. This one. Check out Bitcoin.
oof.
I just saw it in the corner of my eye. Yeah. Believe we have a small little relief rally now, so that's good news.
Yeah, what I do want to share here is always zoom out a little bit to know more of the trends. 19 day. Oh yeah, much faster. And well, as you guys
Yeah,
can
that's a
see,
good thing.
I still maintain we are in a sideways market, despite the relief. We're just seeing relief from the FTX crash, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I'm still not 100% sure we saw the bottom because right before a bull run starts, there's always a heavy spike right in front of it. So let's see. But back to BUSD. The stupid thing about BUSD is I always trusted it more than USDC and USDT because USDT
No.
is actually based on an IOU on a paper.
Yeah, that's true.
USDC is a shadow coin of our good friends of Coinbase, and BUSD is owned by Paxos, who has some sort of a counterweight with gold, because they have Paxos Gold too, and they have some sort of mechanism that makes them, I wouldn't say 100%, but they have a big chunk backed in precious metals.
They have a backing. They
Yeah.
can guarantee with an audit there's a one-to-one backing of what is circulating. That's
Mm.
true.
Yeah, that's why I always tended to go to BUSD. But if you start reading all this and the SEC, the securities and whatever in the Americans thingy, then yeah, I see what America is doing now. They're shadow boxing Kraken. Kraken is based in America, so
Mhm.
they're treating everybody equally. Kraken pays a fine of what was it, $30 million?
Possibly,
Probably
yeah.
they had that lying around, no problem. And then they start hacking away at Binance. The same thing happened before. If you remember, 2 months ago, Bitslato,
Yep.
very small exchange. Actually, nobody I know in crypto, and I asked around, knew about Bitslato. Nobody used it, but they cracked it down and they chased it around and they banned that exchange and all that crap. And you know why? Because after a while it went very clear. Bitslato used Binance to do some transactions and do trading outside of their platform and going back to their platform. They just needed a reason to go after Binance, in my opinion. And all this to promote Coinbase even more, because that's a true American-based exchange. I don't know. But I know that Coinbase is listed on the S&P or the American markets as a stock. So
Not only that, but they've smelled money and they
yeah,
now want to prepare themselves for the next bull run. So what they're trying to do is get a foothold on most of the exchanges. Those who do not comply with their rules or doesn't get an okay, probably there's going to be backhanded
yeah.
agreements on all sides, whereby parts of the profits can be taxed, that can be leveraged into the American government and banking system. So that's basically what they are doing. They're just chipping off all exchanges which are active within their borders, see if they want to pay a fine, come to agreements. If you don't, well, they will try force the SEC on you, pay up, promote lawsuits, etc. That's basically their game.
Another funny thing about this is you have a Binance and a Binance US. So people in the USA use Binance US. They can't go on the normal Binance. The same was happening with FTX and FTX US. All those big exchanges just going to make a US version that complies with local rules, and that's it. We may stay because we're European. We know it's no problem as long as the European government doesn't say, "Hey, Dimi and Stan, we have a new rule: no staking. We can stake all the coins we want. It's no problem." But if the SEC makes up a rule, that doesn't mean the entire world needs to follow in that rule. That's not the world government. And at this moment, even we see this with the CPI prints, the inflation prints of the US. Every time they release a figure, everything goes berserk, and I think that's a bit sad, man.
Yeah,
There's six
but
billion people on the planet, and only 500 million live over there. So, in given time, that doesn't make that large of a dent. And if you look now, and if you look further into the financial market, I do that sometimes. You see the strength of the dollar falling.
mhm.
And if the strength of the dollar falls, the stocks go up and Bitcoin goes up. The same reason Bitcoin is going up right now. If I look up DXY now, probably is going down.
Yeah, and now that you've mentioned it, I forgot about this article published 2 days ago, but the
It's
EU
going down.
is being a PIA or pain in ass, and well, legal drafts have been made restricting
Yeah.
banks, well, letting them promote crypto as the riskiest kind of asset, as you can see on screen, really pushing forth regulations. So they're basically saying to our very own banks, do not hold crypto, and probably will push, please confirm transactions made towards renowned exchanges such as Kraken, Binance, Coinbase, etc., to us, so that we can warn the people or that it can be put into our books, etc., etc. So they are making tremendous moves. So we should start. I'm not going to say worry. You should, but start looking out what we do exactly.
Hmm.
From what I can tell, it won't be too long before it becomes quite a pain in the ass for retail to get into crypto, just by reason there's so much monitoring and censorship going on that it becomes almost impossible to open up an account unless you are a specialized financial institute, etc. So
Then you have the same mechanism you use to buy stocks. That's going to be the future then.
that's where it's heading now. Luckily, with crypto, you have the still alternative way, which I've been promoting in most of my courses, which is just make part of the community, start mining and sustaining the network, because in that case you are working peer to peer, and well, governments have no say whatsoever on mining or how you earn your credits in an anonymous or pseudonymous way. Um, I'm going to highly start harping on that account, I'm going to say. Just by reason, with all the SEC regulations I'm seeing, all the lawsuits, this kind of that I'm seeing, sorry, but for retail, mining, making part of a community, that's going to be the future. And, well, leaving the central exchanges behind. So, yeah, this is actually quite a depressing episode today.
No, we broke $23,000.
Okay, that's a good sign
And we're
on the
still
wall.
going. Yeah. 23,280 at the moment. But that's good news. The market gets a little bit of a relief rally. It was quite a depressive month, to be honest. I'm happy this year makes a bit. I must say, there's more action in this year than we have seen in these 2 months than we have seen the entire 12 months of last year. It was just horrendous to look at, to watch. Up, down, but sideways all the time. And that, I'm happy, to be honest.
I'm going to increase the happiness here.
Yeah. Yeah, but the
Would
problem
be
with
fun.
that guy is he's been predicting that for 4 years straight already.
That's true, but finally his words came true. Well,
Yeah, okay, but you know what? An analog clock is right 2 times a day. Eh?
that's true. However, there is one thing I will give credit to the guy. He did predict there was another hyperinflation, another economic crash coming somewhere around 2020. He said it for quite some time since the crash of 2008. It took a while, and people were on the verge of not believing him up until COVID occurred, and we are in the S that we are now.
Yeah.
In a certain sense, he was right, and most of his predictions actually did come true, albeit with a little bit of a certain inertia, a little bit too slow. But I wanted to share this by reason. Perhaps it's a little bit hopium. Perhaps it's for a little more positive note. However, what I might say is that the hitting 500,000 by 2025, in my opinion, isn't really going to happen. All relates back towards hyperinflation. So, on that account, the euro and the US dollar will need to descend in value tremendously, while at the same
If
time,
the dollar goes in a hyperinflation modus,
that's possible.
that's possible. But if you look towards all the bull runs we've had, 2025 is a bad year to predict that, because what is it? March of 2024. Then we have the halving. May. The 5th month. Let's say the hype, the full hype of that bull run will be around September, with the cool down around December and January. If in 2024, if let's say the cycle keeps going like it did all the years before, and it is not altered through to macro thingies. I'm gonna call it thingies because I don't find the words today. If that cycle keeps going like it did before, we have the halving in May. That means run up from June probably, because there is in the beginning of a halving there's always depression. Right before the halving, a few months prior, it goes up slightly. Then the halving occurs. Everybody, ooh, we're going to explode, but there's nothing going to happen because everybody's going to be long, like idiots. Those get liquidated. Then you have a spike down, and after a few weeks, it goes up, and then it rises exponentially. That's happening 3 times before. That means then you have a bull run 3 months, something like that. Yeah, I'm
Approximately, yeah.
guessing December will be the height. Beginning of December will be the height, and when it's Christmas, be ready to sell. That's what I'm thinking then. That's like what
Well,
I've seen in 2021 and 2017.
based on the previous ones,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
the bull run, we can't really tell when it really begins. By reason we still have, well, the relief phase, which still needs
Mhm.
to occur. And for me to say, yes, we are in a new bull run, at that point, Bitcoin already needs to be at 40K
14.
approximately and climbing. At that point, I might say, okay. At that point, I might say, okay, we are back in a bull run. But
Mhm.
anything underneath, to me, it's just either relief or just a crap market.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And we are suppressed for a long time now. You have to be honest. All the news we've seen has been negative and depressing and
Well,
yeah,
I dare say,
attacking news.
well, has been a more vicious attacking news than previous cycles. However,
Mhm.
where it concerns the valuation, etc., and the sentiment, I might say it's approximately the same as previous cycles, but
Yeah,
news is just more vicious as there is now more bigger people.
yeah. Now we just hope India bans crypto again and China follows suit because we're used to that.
The moment China comes out with positive news about Bitcoin and crypto, we'll know it's a bull run.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good. I think we went over everything, or no?
Yeah, that's about everything I can muster. Muster that I had prepared here. If there's questions from the audience, Fuad, if you're still there, and Liquid Trading, LTP, you're still watching. If you've got questions, now's the time to ask.
And if you're not here, just ask them in the Telegram group. We can answer them there also, of course, or Twitter, or every other social we're on. I'm,
Yep.
I'm not. I'm not on much social.
Here we go. I'm just going to do a little shout out still before I'm slowly going to end the live stream. Stan, is there something you still want to share?
No, being busy in the background, not doing much in crypto at the moment, waiting for good things to follow my lap and looking into projects that I find interesting. Dimi, you just did Nixam. I found that one quite interesting because it's a normal coin with a decent blockchain and workings around it. But as the other at the other end, Telegram is quite nice and quiet at this moment. It will pick up again when the bull run starts, probably. For
Yep.
everybody that's watching this, if you have some problems with some research on some projects, you can always shout out. Happy to help. That's all.
Yep. On my part, still doing my live streams. Always on the lookout for guests which are busy with something blockchain and crypto related. So if you want to hop on over to be a guest, I'm going to say for one of my other live streams, you can always reach out to me in DMs. You guys saw I was flipping my screen here. By reason, just want to
Yeah.
give a little shout out here still. Um, Cryptomania, that's a conference here in Belgium, in Ghent, organized by our friends from Trade Premium. I'm going to attend, I have my ticket. Stan is going to attend. So we can meet all you guys over there, and naturally the other people like Stefan and Ruben from Satoshi Consultancy, and the guys from Engrave. Damn it. Sorry, guys. From Engrave, etc. Interesting talks that will be given will be there as well, listening, attending, and networking. So with
Yeah,
that,
it's a nice lineup of people who will be attending and will be speaking there because I like to see those guys from Engrave and I like to hear how they're doing. And those guys from Trade Premium with their on-chain analysis can be beaten, man. I tried following those, and they're next level.
Yep, I do believe we had a few of them over here at Crypthusiasts live stream. So,
if you are a member of the Crypto België Telegram group, we have a weekly invitation to their live stream. I can share the link over there so you guys can follow them back on their live streams and ask them questions. Same as the guys from Trade Premium over here. If they have something they like to say, they're always welcome, of course.
Yeah, and just to highlight, Crypthusiasts is more about discussing crypto news and, well, more fundamental analysis. Trade Premium, as the name should give away, technical analysis. So that's one of the reasons why we are so good together, by reason we are both interested in blockchain and crypto, but our beings are, well, raison d'être are a little bit different. With that, I'm going to end the live stream. So you guys, thank you for watching, and, well, the frequent YouTuber, I'm going to say rant of please like, subscribe, leave a comment, yada yada yada. You guys know the drill. Links down below in the comments, and with that, have a nice evening.